Hi, my name is Dominic Rousey, and in this video I'll be taking you on a journey to show you how to survive your freshman year at Redwood. I happen to have a brother coming as a freshman this next year. We're going to have a conversation telling you about what to do and what to expect. So Zach, you are entering your freshman year at Redwood. For starters, if you have Mr. Hirsch as your teacher, make sure to have your notebook organized. Also, don't forget to ask him questions in and out of class because he will help you. So, are there any questions right now?
Actually, there are. How big of a role does organization play in his class?
Good question. It plays a key role in his class due to the fact of the notebook that he will assign to you. Hey Zach, have you heard any rumors at Redwood?
I have, now that you mention it. I have heard things being thrown at freshmen when they walk off campus to get something to eat, like Philly cheesesteak and other stores. And the seniors and juniors pick on freshmen.
I've heard those too, but those really just don't happen here.
That's it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Go. Be sure to have your locker in a place that's convenient for you during breaks and lunch, but also be able to have it close to your classes just in case you forget something so you don't have to run all the way across the school to go to one of your classes. Make sure you get to school somehow with either walking, biking, riding with a friend, or in your parents' car, or taking the bus if you're just too far away to bike or walk. Make sure to stay active both in and out of school. Oh, short. For those of you who have learning disabilities or LDs, don't be afraid to ask your teacher for help and advocate for yourself because they won't get mad, they'll only help. Make sure to not be afraid to, don't be afraid to ask all your teachers for help. Even if you don't want to, it's good to ask so that you don't get stuck and possibly fall behind in an area of school.
And wait. Okay, go. With that out of the way.
I'm going to give you some tips on how to go about your freshman year. I also interviewed some friends who also have Mr. Hirsch as a teacher, and I asked them what's the most important part of his class and something that all freshmen should know.
Look like your work.
Make sure to stay on top of your homework and projects, and do not do a community service project the weekend before it's.
And go.
Make sure to get a PE uniform, and if you need to, buy a spare one.
And go.
Make sure to get a PE uniform, and if you need to, buy a spare one.
Okay.
Make sure they have classes that you like.
Wait, do it again. Okay, ready, go.
Make sure that you find classes that you like, otherwise school will become very boring for you as you go on. What's the most important part of Mr. Hirsch's class?
The notebook.
What's one thing that all freshmen should know?
Always keep up with your assignments and do good on tests.
Well, what's the most important thing in Mr. Hirsch's class?
The notebook, by far.
Yeah, Fraser, what would you say is one important thing for all freshmen to know?
Try to keep updated with your notebook as you go along. Don't try to do it like the week before it's due because you're gonna get screwed.
All right, thank you, Fraser.
Yeah.
What's the most important part of Mr. Hirsch's class?
I think the most important part of Mr. Hirsch's class is the notebook, the interactive notebook.
And then what is something that all freshmen should know?
One thing that all freshmen should know is to always stay on top of your work.
What's the most important part of Mr. Hirsch's class?
Definitely the notebook.
And then what's one thing that freshmen should know?
Basically, the notebook is all of your assignments, and you can't do anything else unless you have an up-to-date, accurate notebook. So
Okay.
that's key to success.
What's the most important part of Mr. Hirsch's class?
Definitely the notebooks. You gotta have the notebooks down. You gotta get all your right pages and your left pages, and make sure you date all the pages, because that's something I didn't do, and that always gets me on the notebook checks. So remember to do that.
And then what's something that freshmen should know?
Freshmen should know that the elevators are normally meant for crippled people, but you can actually use them. No one's gonna get really angry at you if you use them.
Okay.